So yesterday or this morning, I got sent this letter from the PUBG team, and it says, "Hello, Tracy TBD. We'd like to recognize your dedication to the game and your efforts in writing us back. We can see that your recent temporary ban has been lifted on July 5th. We understand it may be upsetting to experience a ban, so we recommend the following to ensure uninterrupted gameplay in the future." So here's the two things they recommended. After me kind of sending them a letter like, hey, point me in the right direction, like what's going on here. It says, make sure your gaming platform is free from any applications or software that could potentially trigger our anti-cheat measures, regardless if they are used/run while playing or not. Okay. Very vague. I don't really know what that means, but I did a little kind of clicking around and I did like a quick AI Google search. I don't want this to be too long of a video, or section. And it says maintain fair and acceptable in-game behaviors towards other users at all times. I'm pretty I've watched other streamers. I've watched TGLTN. I've watched Hollywood Bob. I've watched Average Sniper. I would say that I don't do anything worse than them. So I feel like I'm okay on that. The only thing I can think of with the maintain fair and acceptable in-game behaviors is maybe somebody got really mad at me because I ended up killing them. I bested them and they just they rage reported me. That could have happened. That's a fair assessment. The corporate response here. You know what? You can't expect anything less. If you'd like to revisit our policies for clarity, it's like, no, I don't want to revisit your policies for clarity. You can check our terms of service, rules of conduct. So somebody brought up a good point in Instagram and they said, hey, check your antivirus. That could be triggering it. I have also did some research on Google, and other people were saying their antivirus was triggering it. And so I did a little research here. So I kind of put so I use McAfee. I don't know why I use McAfee. I think the biggest reason I use it is because the military uses it. And I'm like, well, if the military uses it, it must be a good antivirus. If anybody else disagrees, please write in the comments and be like, dude, what are you doing? Just use this one. I would actually love your recommendations of which antivirus to use. But I did type this in. I said, can my McAfee antivirus interfere with my PUBG game? Because I kind of started thinking, I wonder if it was my McAfee. And you know what? And if it's a possibility, if it was, I want to be able to eliminate that possibility. Because I'm at the point now, I've only been banned the one time. I've owned this game for going on 9 years. I've been playing for going on 9 years, be it off and on, but I've been playing for 9 years. I'm at this weird crossroads where if I do get another 3-day ban, I may never play the game again. I might just uninstall it. It's just weird to not be able to play a game that you have and then not, I guess, not trust that their anti-cheat is working properly, and then them not being able to give me a list of applications that it could possibly be. I feel like a good company would have said, Tracy, this is the the applications it could possibly be. So I'm gonna run through my applications right now of what I have running in the background. So right now I have I'm just gonna go through the list right now, and one of them I might close out just because I don't like having it open when I play. Okay, so here's what I have open right now, and this is what I have open every stream, unless I have a web page open and I'm doing this. So right now I have Steam, which you should if you're running a game on Steam. I have Logitech gaming software. So that software works with my keyboard, my mouse, and my headset. So it's one software and it works for all three, which is why I kind of stick to Logitech. I think having an ecosystem, in my opinion, is important. It's easy. You get to know the software. I have Realtek HD Audio Manager. I have Windows Security, and it says no actions needed. I have McAfee. I have AMD Software Adrenaline. AMD Install Manager. See, I'm not sure if I need to have that open. Maybe I should. Maybe not have that open, but I don't know. Anyway. I have Stream Deck, which is my Elgato tools for when I stream. It's, most streamers use a Stream Deck or some form of it. I have Wavelink, which supposedly is a link between my mic and my Elgato interfacing software. I have a camera hub for my camera, and that's made by Elgato. I have the Elgato Control Center. Again, Elgato, my streaming software. I have OBS Studio. So if you guys don't know what OBS Studio is, it's my broadcasting software that, again, the majority of streamers use OBS. That's how we're able to broadcast. And it's just OBS. It's not the fancy one. Literally just called OBS Studio. And I even run it in admin mode to ensure that nothing's being interrupted. I have my Epson printer. Gosh, is that what it is? Yeah, Epson printer like driver on there, and it shows up on my opened. I have Discord, and that's the one I'm probably just gonna close out right now. Actually, I'm gonna quit Discord. I don't like having that open when I stream. I don't really use Discord as much as some other people do. And then I have this other one. It's called, gosh, I gotta get the name right. It's called Caster Labs. So if people don't know, most people that stream might know what it is. Caster Labs allows me to, gosh, how am I gonna say this? It allows me to, it works with OBS Studio. So Caster Labs essentially interfaces with OBS Studio and allows me to read my Twitch chat and my YouTube chat while I am streaming. As far as I know, if I don't have a program like Caster Labs, I can only read one chat at a time, and that's typically my Twitch chat. So my Twitch chat is the only thing, but with Caster Labs, it allows me to read all my chats. It allows me to reply all. Allows me to see what's going on and what people are saying in my YouTube and my Twitch. If I didn't have Caster Labs, I can only read my Twitch. That's just the way it is. So, and I believe that's it. Those are all the programs I have open. It's all the ones I have open. But I kind of searched this in. I said, can my McAfee antivirus interfere with my PUBG game? This is like Google's AI. Yeah, I think it's Gemini. And it says yes. So that's actually kind of encouraging. McAfee antivirus can interfere with your PUBG game by dropping your frame rates. What's crazy is when I was playing PUBG, if you go back to some of my streams going a week back, I was like, man, this game is running choppy. I don't know what the heck's going on. But it never used to run choppy. It was kind of stuttering a little bit. And it says it could trigger anti-cheat crashes, prevent the game from launching entirely. I don't know if that's what happened, but it could. So that's encouraging, and I was able to like do something that it recommended. It says this happens because PUBG relies strict kernel level anti-cheat software like BattleEye or Wellbia. I think we use BattleEye, which conflicts directly with McAfee's aggressive real-time security scan. So that's actually kind of encouraging because I was able to yeah, well, I'll tell you later. But frame rate drops and stuttering, and that's what I was getting stuttering and frame rate drops a little bit. It was kind of annoying, and I restarted my game at one point. If you go back to a couple of my streams, I talk about it. I'm like, man, this game's like not running, and then it would start running smooth again after about 30 minutes. So there is a possibility it was running a real-time scan, and that triggered the anti-cheat. Launch failures, false positives. So that's false positives. McAfee sometimes flags essential PUBG launch files, but I don't think that happened. And I think I was able to rectify that right away if it ever did. Anti-cheat disconnections. The game's anti-cheat system may view McAfee's low-level system monitors unauthorized cheating behavior, prompting an automated client will close. So that's kind of what I got. How to fix the interference. So turn on game mode. It doesn't have a game mode. I checked it out. For some reason, it doesn't. But this is what I was able to do. It says add PUBG to exclusions list. So open your McAfee app, click on My Protections. So I was able to do this and exclude. I pretty much found any PUBG executable file I could, and I added it to the exclusion list. You go to and then I went to the advanced firewall, and I made sure it was not being firewalled. And I did the repair missing game files. I even went into Steam, and I was able to have it check the integrity of the files. The only thing I'm worried about at this point is if the anti-cheat somehow is corrupt and it's just not working properly in the background. But there is a solution to that, and I'll cross that bridge if I get to it. But I don't know. That's my PUBG, I guess, unbanned update. I'm finally unbanned. I was able to launch the game, and it was. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was a long 3 days. It was weird to not be able to play my favorite game. And like I said, if I have to, I'm just gonna switch. I just won't play it anymore. That is an option I have as a consumer, but yeah. So my ban is over, and that's pretty much that.